Well, viewers, the battle for Telangana is over. Up until now, they were saying it's a three-way contest, but the exit poll numbers are coming out, and they probably say otherwise. Now, the percentage of voters show up on the electoral booth. Crores of voters across 35,655 polling stations. This is in 119 constituencies have voted today. There are 2,290 candidates in the fray. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, of course, is making a bid for a historic third consecutive term against a resurgent Congress, which faces a considerable 18% vote gap from the previous assembly elections. Now, the BJP too is aspiring to form its first government in the state, hoping for a getaway in the south. Now, the key, of course, here lies in issues that include unemployment, paper leaks, corruption, anti-incumbency, farmer issues, and even the Krishna water dispute. Now, while it was, of course, a largely peaceful election, there were clashes that were witnessed in multiple places. Congress and BRS workers clashed in Palarkurti, in even Narayanpet. Workers of two parties also came to blows in Rajendra Nagar over the alleged money distribution here. BJP then even wrote to the Election Commission accusing the police of supporting BRS candidates. Well, all of this drama now is over. The votes have been sealed. It's in those ballot boxes. On the 3rd of December, of course, we'll know the numbers. But now, the guessing game begins. And it's not just random guesses. There are people, of course, who've been working on the ground, going to the voters, asking them about their sentiments, about what they have voted for, what were the biggest concerns. After collating all of this, they put down numbers. Incumbent Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has contested from Gajwel and Kamareddy now. Remember, facing BJP's Etala Rajender in Gajwel and Congress's Revant Reddy in Kamareddy. KCR's son, meanwhile, Minister K.T. Ramarao, has contested in Sirsila, where he previously won by a significant margin. But what happens today, or rather what has happened today in terms of voters choosing, will of course define the fate of KRS or BRS. So let's open this up. Dinakar, Lanka, leader of the BJP and spokesperson, is with us. Amitabh Dubey, spokesperson of the Congress. Laggani Srinivas, political analyst. We also have Mr. JVC Sriram, political strategist and commentators with us. Kingshuk Nag, journalist and author. All of them are with us today. And let's take a look at the numbers right now first. As we see the numbers that are coming out, I'm going to put out the numbers of the Times Network very shortly as well. And also let's bring out a summary of all the numbers, the polls of polls too. But I should open this up with the Congress, it looks like. Mr. Amitabh Dubey, numbers looking very tight or in your favor? Is that the mood of the people you think?
Yeah, I think the various exit polls are making a very clear statement about the direction things are going in. Our exit polls are not the actual results, but generally they show the trend quite accurately, and here it seems very clear. You have to remember that the ground was laid earlier. Firstly, Telangana, a lot of the people in Telangana give the Congress and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi credit for the formation of the state. So there's a big residue of goodwill for the party in Telangana. Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra also set the stage. It got a very good response in Telangana across the board in Hyderabad and in the rural areas. So that also set the stage. And we started our campaign early. Just as in Karnataka, we began the campaign early and had a very clear set of messages. We had very strong local leaders. We had our 6 guarantees. And that very cohesive, focused campaign is now paying results.
Okay. Now, as far as the BJP is concerned here, Mr. Dinakar, Lanka, as far as most of the numbers that are coming in, I'm going to put out one by one most of the numbers. I'll also put out the Times ET number in a short while from now. But Mr. Lanka, for the BJP, which has been maintaining up until now that it is a force to reckon with. They have done well in the recently held Lok Sabha elections, or the previous Lok Sabha election, and the recently held by-elections, the GHMC elections. Been talking about all of that, but it looks like the BJP is only in a position right now to probably play kingmaker if it comes to a situation where there is no clear winner.
Definitely, as far as these exit polls are concerned, let you observe that a few exit polls has given that look like a hung assembly in Telangana. and few are telling that Congress has a edge. Which one is truth? It will be come out on 3rd December. Exact poll will come on 3rd December. BJP, as far as BJP is concerned, when it was prior to Lok Sabha elections in 2019 and GHMC elections, everybody told that BJP will do nothing in those elections, but results were distinct. In the same line, on December 3rd, definitely BJP will be the decisive in forming new government in Telangana. Definitely we will get 15 to 20 assembly seats in on December 3rd when the final verdict come out by means of votes are
Okay,
actually
I didn't get
counted.
the numbers again, Mr. Lanka. If you could come back, if you could tell me once again what are the numbers that you're predicting on the 3rd?
As far as BRS is concerned, their family party.
Mr. Lanka, again, if you could tell me what are those numbers that you were mentioning?
Their arrogance, they paid the price. The BJP is very clearly getting the momentum, and definitely we will show the new path for Telangana after December 3rd. Definitely, we will play a crucial role. There is no question of any ambiguity because we have seen exit polls in Uttar Pradesh and some other states. What happened in exit poll completely reverse. So we are very much confident that we perform the better and we show the way for the new government who should form after the December 3rd.
Once again, I just didn't hear you right. On December 3rd, you said that the BJP is going to, those numbers are going to show up differently. You pointed out a number. Can you mention that number, please? Mr. Lanka, that was for you. Okay, there seems to be a lag there, but I think he said somewhere around 20. Till now, the BJP, of course, has been saying that they'll form the government very comfortably. Laggani Srinivas here, what is your take on the numbers that are now trickling in?
Yeah, good evening, Deepak. Thank you very much to all of you for having me on this. Telangana election is completely different if you compare with all 5 states elections. So in all the other states, the 2 national parties, BJP versus Congress. But here, if you look at it, this election is here in Telangana is the earlier regional party TRS, now emerging as a national party BRS versus Congress. See, initially, if you look at 6 months back, the ground was very clear. Before the Karnataka election result came in, the battle was only between the BJP and BRS. There was no Congress at all. But surprisingly, after the Karnataka result, Congress picked up the momentum, and then they started, playing a much bigger role in the entire election. So today, if you look at it, the exit polls came in, but everybody felt this will be a triangular fight in many constituencies. But eventually, if you look at it, BJP was unfortunate that they could not compete with both the parties in what many educated urban voters have anticipated. Because of that, the exit poll looks like that Congress is having an edge in many. But see, I feel this is still a very, very strong and tight election. And I feel it will be nobody gets a sufficient majority, and BRS is going to form the government with MIM support, and that's what it appears to be.
With whom is the question? That also becomes very interesting here, because you would assume that the AIMM at this point in time could even probably consider the Congress party. But before that, let's take a look at some of the numbers that have come in. We'll be putting out the Times Now EDT number in a short while from now. But before that, we've got some stats here coming in from Polstrat, which is saying 48 to 58 for the BRS, 49 to 59 for the Congress. If we can put out those numbers right now as we speak, 5 to 10 for the BJP and 6 to 8 for the AIMIM. More importantly, Jan Ki Baat is not giving the BRS a good chance, saying 40 to 55 for them, 48 to 64 for the Congress party. So when you look at the higher range, it's the Congress once again that's leading there. 7 to 13 for the BJP, doing pretty well on those numbers, at least better than the other polls. 4 to 7 for the AIMIM. The India TV CNX survey is giving The Congress 63 to 79. That's one of the highest numbers that they have got. We've also got the Matries that have put out 58 to 68. That's again a solid number for the Congress party. The BJP in all of these numbers doesn't look like they're going to cross anywhere around 15. So let me go to the two journalists as well with us and the political strategist. JVC Sriram is with us. Mr. Sriram, what do you make of these numbers now? We put out about 4 numbers. We're going to be putting out our numbers as well in just a moment from now. But let's discuss on these 4 numbers that have come in. Everything is giving Congress the advantage.
So I have been in Telangana. In fact, I've been a consultant with Jan Ki Baat for them. So what is happening is Congress is certainly in the ascendancy. There is no doubt about that. And BJP was in the ascendancy till the month of April or May. But then the Congress has taken the lead. But the point is, the biggest question mark, the $1 million question is, Congress, when it performed its best way back in 1989, in the undivided state of Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana had the same 119 seats. At that best performance was 59 seats were won by Congress. So Congress, once the TDP or any other party has entered, now it is BRS, it has not got the organizational structure in the northern districts of Telangana. As a result of which, there is an anti-incumbency, there is anger against KCR, there is anger against MLAs. More importantly, there's a bigger anger against MLAs. But if you look at it, most of the pollsters are not giving clearly an edge where going past the majority. TV9 is also giving a slight edge. Jan Ki Baat is also giving a slight edge. Fundamentally because can the Congress have the legs to do the last mile? Do they have that structure? That's the one question. Number 2, the Congress votes that they're getting is predominantly anti-BRS vote. It's not an vote for the guarantee. From whatever I have seen on the ground, people didn't speak about, big time about the Congress guarantees, but they spoke about the anger they have on KCR and his MLAs, and they wanted to defeat BRS. So as a result of which, BRS has got its core vote base of 35 to 37%. And I don't think they're going to lose that. So as a result of which,
anger
much
against
would depend upon,
the BRS.
much would depend upon.
The guarantees didn't work is what Mr. Sriram says. Quickly, let me get in a word from Mr. Kingshuk Nag as well. Journalist and author is with us.
One point I want to conclude, Bopanna.
We still have a lot of time, Mr. Sriram. Don't worry, we still have a lot of time. I'll come back to you, Kingshuk Nag. Okay, quickly, if you could make that point.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that this battle was between the Congress and the battle was between the TRS and the Congress. The BJP was not in contention at all. Now, Congress is not a strong party, but however, because there is a lot of anti-incumbency against the TRS, because after all, the TRS chief minister has been in power for 10 years. Therefore, a lot of votes are going to the Congress. That is why Congress has gained, and Congress had an advantage, it thought, because it had performed better in Karnataka. So that's how they came. And TRS was losing now because the anti-incumbency is very strong because they have been in power for 10 years. So battle is between Congress and TRS. BJP is not a player at all. Let me be sure. Let me tell this. So I don't know why people are talking of BJP. The battle was between the Congress and the TRS or BRS, how they call it. So that is what is happening. So it can be either the BRS wins or the Congress wins. So it's like that.
Okay.
Hello.
Mr. Kingshuk Nag, the reason that the BJP keeps coming up because they have been exuding a lot of confidence. Of course, on the ground, many people have been saying that the BJP's dent in Telangana, especially in the assembly elections, this time could be very limited. Probably they could improve in terms of their numbers, vote share compared to last time. Because when we take a look at how the BJP has fared in most of the states, well, they have of course put in a concentrated effort. They have improved in terms of vote share, but in terms of real numbers, how much will they gain? Even if they do that, can they play kingmaker? That becomes a point to discuss, but we'll come to that a little while later. I want to take this question to Mr. Amitabh. I'll come back to you, Mr. Nag. Amitabh Dubey, we just had Mr. Sriram say that for the Congress, it was only the TRS, the incumbency that they faced, some of the issues with their ministers, that is going to be an advantage. He says that on the ground, your guarantees didn't work. You've been riding high on the guarantees. it feels like the momentum from Karnataka, you wanted to take it to Telangana based on the guarantees. If that didn't work on the ground, do you feel that probably the numbers could not really spill in your favor?
When you say that it is only anti-incumbency, the question then arises, why did the Congress benefit and not the BJP? You will remember that a couple of years ago, it seemed like the BJP was in the ascendant. They won a couple of by-elections. They did very well in the Lok Sabha election, relative to expectations. And everyone was writing off the Congress at that point of time. And there is this myth based on now obsolete experience that the Congress is not able to confront the BJP in the states. And clearly this is wrong. And the reason the Congress is the beneficiary of anti-incumbency rather than the BJP is because of strong local leadership. It's because of the guarantees. It's because of whatever failures there may have been in the BJP campaign. I don't want to get into that. That's for analysts to explain. But clearly the fact that the Congress is benefiting from anti-incumbency is because of the clarity of its message and the strength of its campaign.
Okay. Mr. Laggani Srinivas, I believe, wanted to come in here. Mr. Srinivas, quickly, if you could make a point.
Yeah, see, if you look at it, whatever the Congress spokes were conveyed, I don't want to, counter him. But see, the fact of the matter here is, if you look at the ground picture here, BRS has a very clarity who is their CM, and the KCR still seems to be the charismatic leader compared to any other political parties in Telangana. But overall, yes, we should not rule out, we should not deny that there is a Congress where there has picked up, and BJP was completely sidelined in this election. As I told you earlier also, most of the urban intellectuals and urban class expected that there is a triangular fight, which BJP has actually failed to do it. Now, if you look at the entire scenario, the Telangana has actually divided into three segments. One is the northern Telangana, one is the southern Telangana, and the urban Hyderabad. See, urban Hyderabad is which is plays a very vital role in this election, because if you look at it, the entire urban Telangana and the districts like Medak and other places where whoever actually gets the majority, they are going to form the government. So it is very clear now, around 15 to 25 seats, it will be a very tight election. Even the poll predictors also cannot really predict right way, because the margin going to be 1,000 to 2,000. So maybe in some places, maybe in 500 to 1,000 also, because it's a tough battle. So it is very difficult to predict. So if you look at it, those battles, because of the strong ground force, whatever BRS has, and the charismatic effect of the KCR continues there, BRS may definitely pull it out, is my point.
Okay, do you agree, Mr. Dinakar Lanka, that most of the panelists today have been saying that the BJP probably should have gained if there was anti-incumbency? Second thing is that they were never a major player. It was between the BRS and the Congress party, and these exit polls are showing those kind of numbers as well. So what's the future right now for the BJP? If you look at the numbers, and if you consider anywhere below 15 for the BJP on December 3rd, what happens?
I told already, as far as Telangana elections are concerned, previously in Lok Sabha elections as well as GHMC elections, these kind of analysis, these kind of exit polls came out, but actual figures are different. Definitely, I have confidence on December 3rd. Without BJP, there is no government in Telangana. There is, even if your numbers also, if you see that it appears to look like, and our figures must be between 15 to 20 seats we will secure. Without BJP, there is no government. Once again, I am telling, in Telangana, we perform positively and a better percentage of
BJP
improvement.
now is saying that they will play kingmaker.
Absolutely.
Let's open this up. It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting thing that you've just mentioned. 15 to 20. So BJP becomes the kingmaker. But now this is very interesting, Mr. Dinakar Lanka, because on one hand, the Prime Minister himself has said that the BRS tried to, have an alliance, but he didn't want to have an alliance. He's been talking about how the BRS are dynasts. Seen, of course, with the Congress party, the BJP isn't going to probably ally because of the kind of issues that they've had for decades now. So how do you really look at this resolving itself? So do you think that and also on the other hand, you have the AIMIM.
After come out clear picture, we will decide.
So are we looking at, so in all likelihood, Mr. Lanka, are you telling me that it's going to be the BRS, the BJP and the AIMIM?
No.
Which BJP has vehemently opposed?
We can't say such kind of things. Why do you see this picture only? There might be new picture will come. Situation demands.
What other picture can
Definitely,
I see with you predicting 15 to 20? Mr. Lanka,
15
you're the one who's predicting 15 to 20. What other picture can I see?
Let the high command will decide how the remaining parties will behave at that time. Let we see because there is a hung election. This is going to be result is coming for Telangana. At that juncture, definitely we will play our role to secure and safeguard from BRS and the Congress.
Okay, Mr. JVC Sriram. Mr. JVC Sriram, the BJP, of course, are saying that it's up to the High Command. But, with the kind of predictions that the BJP spokesperson made, a hung assembly would mean that the BJP will have to ally with one of these parties. And the easier option seems to be the BRS.
Not one of these. Definitely different options will come out.
See, I don't think BJP is going to play any role in formation of the government in Telangana. If the Congress party is going to cross 61 seats, that is 60 plus 1, majority plus 1, it will be a Congress Sarkar. If the Congress gets anywhere less than 59, even 59 seats, it is the BRS which will form the government. Because a lot of MLA contestants who are contesting on the Congress ticket have been denied seat by the BRS, or have had some issues with KCR and have gone there. And some of them have been sent. Some of them have been sent as the purpose. There's a conspiracy theory which I'm matching it here, which is the truth. In my own constituency at Srilingampalli, a BRS corporator and his wife, who's the adjoining ward corporator, they have gone in one of the largest constituencies in the country, Srilingampalli, and is contesting on Congress ticket. And in Kalvakuruthi, the BRS MLA is not to be seen at all. It is a BRS MLC who is a sitting MLC contesting on a Congress ticket. So, BRS knows the game. If Congress crosses 62, 63, it will be a Congress government. And that too cannot be guaranteed for 5 years. If the Congress, and I'm not saying this, that Congress, if they get less than 60, the BRS will form the government. It is a tall Congress leader, Komati Venkat Reddy, who is the MP, who said, if we get 59, our MLAs will go and stand in Pragati Bhavan and they will not even come to Gandhi Bhavan. And he said this in TV9 interview. So I'm quoting the same. So if you look at many of the numbers, if India TV CNX number comes true, that is when we can 100% with sanguinity, I can say that there will be a Congress government. Otherwise, it would be a KCR government. And BJP, I think in the long run, BJP, I don't know why they want to get into this whole thing. Let them grow the party. Why do they want to, because people are not giving them a mandate to run this government. Even if they get 20 seats, what role would they have to play? They have to play a role of an opposition. That's it.
Right, Mr. Sriram. Let's, of course, see what happens. But interestingly, reminding once again our viewers that our numbers are not yet out. We are going to be putting them out. Our experts, of course, are collating those numbers. The voting concluded just about an hour ago. And right now, the numbers are being collated. We do, of course, believe here that the numbers that are being put out by us will be very, very accurate or close to it. I'll go back to Mr. Kingshuk Nag before we put out our numbers. Mr. Nag, here, do you think a situation could arise where the BJP will have to play a role in forming the government? And do you agree with what Mr. Sriram just said, that for the Congress, they need to hit a huge number to ensure that they not just form the government, but retain it for the next 5 years?
I agree with Mr. Sriram's analysis. The BJP wants to play a role. BJP wants to play a role because BJP is a party which is non-existent in South India, and it can't be an all-India party without any presence in South India. But the route to take is the way Mr. Sriram is suggesting. Right now, it will be a battle between TRS and Congress. And once the government is formed, maybe what they will try to do. So that is what I feel. So, if you take a longer term perspective, BJP will play a role. Right now, BJP has no role. They'll get very few seats. And whatever Mr. Shriram is saying, I agree with him. It will be a battle between TRS and Congress, and either Congress will form the government or the TRS will form the government. BJP will come in later because BJP is, as I said, has to be in South India. Otherwise, how can it be seen as a national government, as a all India party? You have no base in South India, no, nothing in Tamil Nadu, nothing in Kerala. In Karnataka now you don't have anything. So how can it be recognized as all India party? So that is the thing. But right now it is TRS versus Congress. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So it's going
Mr. Nag, that's a very interesting point because, up until now, on most of the shows while we've been discussing Telangana, the BJP has been very aggressively saying that they will form the government on their own. They do not really look at any sort of support that they would need. And more importantly,
I think they are not in the race now.
I understand, of course, having my own ears to the ground in Telangana, I understand that was far from reality, but they did exhibit a lot of confidence. And today, we have the BJP spokesperson himself agreeing that, they would be happy with about 15 to 20, or at least he's hoping that's the numbers that will reflect on the 3rd of December. But the question here is, what happens to the BJP really if the Congress sweeps Telangana? They will be completely eradicated from the south. And we have the Lok Sabha that's coming up. I want to keep the debate of Lok Sabha to a little later on this show, but Mr. Dinakar, Lanka, this is a very precarious situation for you. You have been talking about Congress Mukt Bharat in the country, but it looks like, at least from the south, it could become BJP Mukt. If you look at the kind of performance that has come in, at least from the exit polls.
There is no question of any ambiguity. Congress Mukt Bharat will happen, no doubt, because some people are telling that just losing in Karnataka elections, BJP is nothing. It is the ironic situation. Let you see, the 2018 similar kind of situation happened in Telangana and Karnataka. What happened in 2019 elections?
But that was the only state that you were in power in the south. Kerala looks, far-fetched for you in the next, 2 terms. Tamil Nadu too looks the same. So where are we looking at the BJP's presence in the south, other than Karnataka, which was, somewhere looked at that the BJP can actually do something here?
Let you take the figures. Every state we are improving, whether it is Tamil Nadu, Kerala. As far as Karnataka is concerned, definitely we will register similar victory, whatever we had done in Lok Sabha in 2019 elections. In Telangana also, let you see that in 2018, we get only single assembly seat. We did win 4 parliament seats later on. And now we are moving forward ahead. We are very much confident between 15 to 20 seats. Means definitely we show our mark in South India, either in Telangana or Karnataka, even in Tamil Nadu. So these kind of
the
analysis,
BJP's point here being a mark in South India or being in power in one of the states? That's the question, Mr. Dinakar Lanka. Nobody here denies that the BJP can win a few seats in the southern part of the country.
Even
the question that's being said, or rather the question that's being asked is...
Please let me hear. I gave class example as far as Karnataka elections 2018, what happened and what happened in 2019 in Lok Sabha elections. So these are all the things. Assembly elections are different to the Lok Sabha elections, and even in assembly elections we are gaining. We are improving our vote share. We are improving our seat share. That is the thing you have to notice.
I'll add one point here, Mr. Deepak, if you allow me. On the political analysis point of view, if you look at it, BJP has actually done one good thing in Telangana elections by tying up with MRPS, but they have done it very late. All said and done, you cannot rule out the BJP from the Telangana because they have also won around 4 seats in last Lok Sabha election. And the only thing is here, they were late in the bus because they had a ground, but they missed out. And again, they tried to catch up the bus. They missed. So if you look at it, the MRPS strategy and BCCM card, all those are actually a good strategic political points. But what happened is the party was late in doing all this, because by the time the momentum picked up on the BRS side, who is the CM is very clear. On the Congress side, the momentum of the Congress winning the Karnataka election and the weather, that is clear. So in between, the BJP caught, and then the efforts what they have done to to give a SC categorization and then holding up with MRPS will definitely give an advantage to them in the coming Lok Sabha. That is what I feel from a political strategic point of view. Because if you look at it, the ruling BRS party has done a lot of welfare schemes for the Dalits, especially. There is a scheme like Dalit Bandhu and all. Now, if you look at in this election also, the MRPS connect with the BJP also segregated some of that section of votes. So which way that voting went is also a big question mark. If that vote is segregated and between the three parties, then the result is going to be very, very interesting.
Okay. Now, coming back to the Congress party here, there were interesting remarks that were made that the Congress now has to make sure that they get the absolute majority here. Mr. Dubey? Mr. Dubey,
no point speculating
I'm
about...
able to hear some disturbance. If we could just ensure that we mute that audio. Mr. Amitabh Dubey, I want to ask you this question. We had many spokespersons talking about the fact that the Congress has to do extremely well. Do you believe that anywhere short of the number is trouble for the Congress party, and how are you going to deal with that trouble? Are we looking at resort politics? How are you going to deal with that if you look at the current numbers?
Speculating after an exit poll as to what might or might not happen. If the results fall short for any reason, then that becomes a valid conversation. At the moment, it's quite clear to us that the momentum is in the favor of the Congress. It's the single largest party, and in some of the polls, the outer limit of the polls clearly shows a majority. In fact, one of the polls shows a complete majority. The whole range is in a majority. So I don't want to speculate about this, that, or the other. I think all I'll say is that we are quite confident that we are going to be the single largest party with a majority, form the government, and take it forward, because we believe that Telangana is voting for change.
Okay, I believe we have some more numbers that are just coming in, and probably the Congress will be happy. This is the numbers from Chanakya that we are just going to be putting out. And I'll put that on the screen. I believe the numbers, my producer tells me that is giving the Congress the highest numbers of all up until now. So as we look at these numbers that are coming up on our screens, these are the numbers that we see. Chanakya's numbers now predicting a huge win for the Congress party. I'll come back to the Congress spokesperson. Before that, Mr. Kingshuk Nag. As we look at new numbers come in, the Congress seems to have a stronger edge in this particular poll. For the BJP right now, of course, the entire tone has changed about how their spokespersons were speaking about Telangana and how now they are speaking about it. So when you look at, you've seen, of course, the politicians there for a long time. What will be, the fine details to look out for on the 3rd of December?
Sir, देखिए ये बात बहुत common है कि KCR has been in power for 10 years and there has to be an anti-incumbency effect. And BJP is not a contender. BJP was a contender till recently, but for some reason, I think they have withdrawn because possibly there has been some long-term thinking. So it is TRS versus the Congress. And right now, the Congress seems to be a little ahead. What the BJP High Command is thinking, I don't know. Because for BJP also, it's important to have a stake in Telangana, but they know they are not going to win the elections. So I don't know how the stake will be built in. They will obviously do something. So it's a very peculiar situation. So I think if you really ask me, this is just pure speculation. BJP would want to tie up with the TRS because TRS is a regional party. Congress is a national party. So BJP will like the Congress to be out. So it will some way try to maneuver the TRS and be in partnership with the TRS directly or indirectly. That's what I think will happen. So therefore, the advantage could be TRS because TRS.
Mr. Nag, the interesting aspect here is for the BJP, which has been so vehemently opposing the AIMIM. Now, if the BRS, the AIMIM and the BJP come together, it is something that Mr. Rahul Gandhi had spoken about in the past, that this is a team that is working in the background to defeat the Congress. And according to what you're saying, and if the
MIM as a party has lost all its importance with the Muslims, because today the Muslims see it as a agent of Modi or BJP. So therefore, MIM is no longer that MIM which will get all the Muslim votes. and therefore the Muslim votes will get divided. A lot of Muslim votes will actually go to the Congress only because they will not go to the TRS or the MIM. So this is a change. So this is the situation. So it's a really confusing situation. But on a very conceptual note, I can say
Okay,
it is
the
Congress
number-
versus the rest, Congress versus TRS, and I think BJP will support the TRS to ensure that TRS is in power, so that BJP has a stake. Otherwise, I don't see. This is the game. Actually, if we really
Okay,
understand,
Mr. Dubey, the numbers that Chanakya has put out, Mr. Dubey, the Chanakya numbers that have been coming in is that they've given them about 71. The BJP gets about 7 from them. The BRS gets about 33. This is probably the number the Congress is looking at. I'm going to come back to the Congress spokesperson and a few more guests joining us as well. We have some more numbers coming up, and reminding all our viewers, the Times ETG numbers are going to be put out very shortly. We're slipping into a quick break. On the other side, the debate on what happens with the AIMM losing on the minority votes. Does the Congress really gain from that, and are these numbers to believe? Stay with us.
Co-presented by Aslam